Howdy do! So for today's weekly Jinx video, for those that don't know, every Wednesday on this channel, we do a Jinx video of some sort and you decide that topic in the comment section down below. As well as this video acting as a weekly discussion thread video for the Jinx subreddit, League of Jinx, so feel free to check that out. We're going to be talking about two topics today because they're kind of hand in hand a little bit, I think. The major one being, of course, the Glacial Augment on Jinx, why people are doing it, what they feel the strengths are, but also talking about, since it was asked, about the attack speed per level scaling that Jinx has currently on live, heading into the whole 8.2 buff where they're giving her back the attack speed on the minigun that they nerfed back in 5.10. And back in 5.10, what they did was when they nerfed it, so you couldn't get 130% by level 9 on the minigun maxed anymore, you only got 70, so you lost like a whole 60% attack speed. What they did is they did give you a little bit of attack speed per level, which you used to not have. And as such, since they're reverting the nerf back then, this is also getting reverted, and I'll say the numbers specifically so you know the values of them. At level 1, you had 0% extra attack speed, but at level 2, you had 2% extra attack speed, at level 3, you had 4% extra attack speed, at level 4, you had 6% extra attack speed, at level 5, 8%, at level 6, 10%, at level 7, 15%, at level 8, 20%, and at level 9, actually 25%. So even though it was only 70 when you maxed it, there was an additional 25% based on your scaling level, by the way, so it's about more than 105% instead of a full 60% drop. It was about a full 25% drop. But further on, at level 10, 30%, at level 11, 35%, at level 12, 40%, at level 13, 45%, at level 14, 50%, at level 15, 55%, at level 16, 60%, at level 17, 65%, and at level 18, 70%. And back then in Season 5, this was actually considered a super late game buff to her, so it makes sense that now, since they're reverting it, it's a bit of a super late game nerf to her a little bit. But she was getting that attack speed back on the minigun. By the time you max it at level 9, even though there's no scaling per level, you still will have the 130 now attack speed, which is up from 105 if you go the 70 plus the 25 by scaling to level 9. Now, what does this have to do with the Glacial Augment? Like, what's the point? What am I saying that for? It's because I think part of the reason that Glacial Augment Jinx is a thing right now on live is because she is missing a bit of attack speed. She's been in a state, you could say, for about 2 years. Not necessarily she's weak or anything like that, but she is missing some stats that she did used to have a couple seasons ago. Glacial Augment, in my experimentation, I didn't even realize that if you swap targets, you could slow both of them. I thought the cooldown was like a bit longer on it. You can trade in lane and make people slower. It's not particularly great in lane, is what in my understanding of it from people that are playing it, is it's not actually for lane phase, it's for out of lane phase to help you chase down kills a bit easier. It's going to be slowing people when you do hit them. For example, if you've ever autoed someone, thought it was going to kill them, and then you walked away and it didn't, well, they'll be slowed, so now you can turn around and go back after them still. On top of this, it also helps you line up zap a bit easier if you auto zap auto that combo. The first auto slowing them, so it makes it harder for them to dodge zap, and then you can auto them again. So in lane phase, that is a possibility as well, but like I said, I thought the cooldown was also just longer on this ability. You actually can use this ability quite often, so when you are chasing down kills, trying to get that first reset, or have that first reset and want to make sure you get more resets, I do, I guess, understand where it comes from. It's a slowing thing. It's like building Frozen Mallet without actually having to build Frozen Mallet, so you can still build your damage items and your crit items and stuff. I know there is a build that I guess exists out there that involves like Guardian's Angel and Blade of the Ruined King. Personally, in my experimentation, I like it a whole lot better with just the crit build right now, because then at least if you're not going to be having like precision or anything like that as a secondary, you'll still have your crit items and damage from that. Furthermore, as a secondary tree, I'm not exactly sure what people are taking secondary. I personally have experimented with everything from precision to domination. Domination, of course, because sudden impact is not great. I'm not saying sudden impact is great on Jinx. I am saying it does work with her passive when you are dashing for that brief moment. You're slowing people, and then you're also gaining like lethality and magic penetration if you're going like, say, static shiv and all that. But with sorcery, there is celerity. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not, but you do get a lot of attack speed when you're dashing with Get Excited because of celerity. I think at one point during the late game, you might even get like a full 22 extra AD. So that's an option too. Precision, of course, to try and get you Alacrity for the attack speed. And of course, maybe Coup de Grace so you can do more damage to low health targets. But Glacial Augment, I guess my thing is to help secure passive resets a bit more in your control. Slow people, be able to get those more often, and then depending on your build, be able to do just more work on your own instead of being super team dependent. How this affects Jinx going forward, though, is you're going to have so much attack speed now. If the 8.2 buff goes live, you're pretty much getting like a Zeal item back worth of attack speed. So not only are you going to have the extra attack speed, even if you don't want to go precision second, you want to go say something like inspiration or get more cooldown reduction in, say, the sorcery tree, your chase down is going to be happening more often because you're going to have more attack speed as well. They'll be so slow, you'll be able to swap to the minigun to get the attack speed on it if you want to as well. And it's also a great kiting tool. Let me talk about that real quick. Kiting is a major reason I think why Glacial Augment Jinx is kind of a thing. Obviously, it's not maybe the super meta thing, but it can slow people if you're going against divers and stuff like that kind of are meta right now. Pro play has started, for example, and some of the junglers we're seeing are things like Kha'Zix and Rengar, things that want to dive on your face and destroy you, and you can kite those maybe a bit better with Glacial Augment because the cooldown is pretty low. So, in the comment section down below, of course, feel free to give your own opinion about Glacial Augment Jinx. What do you think about it? Also, the scaling on Jinx's attack speed, as we know, the 8.2 buff looks like it will actually hit live, so that's kind of exciting. Placements have started, the ranked season is now live, so Jinx might actually be pretty powerful to be able to play in this meta if you are a Jinx player, and you can abuse now the fact that she has her Season 5 strength back, at least in the minigun. So, that's all for this video. I don't know which video will be next, because life be quite a mess. So until next time, take care, from the Fargodai FS, and thank you for watching.